Hello, everyone. Good evening to every single person who's listening to me right now. Let me just be sure that we are all live on all platforms. Let's see for YouTube. See if you're all live on YouTube. Awesome. It looks like we're live on YouTube. All right. How about the Facebook community? Make sure that we are live. I can see 5 people have joined. I have no idea where they are coming from, but I can see 5 people have joined. If you're here, please say hi in the comments. If you can, say hi in the comments. Let's know who's here, who's watching, who's joining us live. I can see a couple of people joining. So if you didn't sign up for StreamYard and basically just grant StreamYard permission to see your name, we won't be able to see your name. So I can see like a thumbs up, I can see an FB, I can see an hello or a hello from 3 Facebook users. Uh, so uh, we don't know who you are, but I can see Mrs. Adedolapo is already here. Good to have you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining here. Welcome to Expert Guest Hour. Okay, I can see your name. I think I'll just use my phone to see your names on Facebook. I can see Chioma Obudimpa, Ekezie Uju Somadina, Kaja, Afyong Ene Obong, Adedolapo Right Abaddon, Promise Onasami. I can see Frances, Iboa, Joycey, Kathos, so many other people who are joining in. Hello, it's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining. I can see some of your names now. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know if anybody's watching from YouTube, but if you're watching from YouTube, I can see, I think 2 people or so from YouTube. That's good. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Joycey. Thank you so much. I can see Facebook user. I don't know who that is, but good to have you here. Awesome. So thank you so much for joining in, everyone, and welcome to the second edition of our Expert Guest Hour. And today we're having a fantastic guest, somebody that I've known for close to 5 years now, I think, and who has been doing amazing work in the publishing space, who's gone on from just creating, publishing their own books to actually creating an entire publishing company that spans several continents, and they've been able to publish for people across several continents and publish several hundred books in the space of about 4 years. And this has just been really fantastic. And today I'm having him come on to share with us how to build global visibility as an author. All right. And he's none other person than Mr. Ayadeji Abaddon. And I will just quickly read his profile before I bring him up here. Okay, so we'll get started immediately. Mr. Ayadeji Abaddon is a multiple award-winning entrepreneur. He's the founder of Print Doctor Africa, an innovative tech and publishing company with the very first print-on-demand book publishing platform in sub-Saharan Africa. Isn't that fantastic? All right. He has over 14 years combined experience in corporate and business, including 8 years with Nestle Nigeria PLC, exited in 2015 as a maintenance engineer for cereals, products, packaging lines, where he led performance improvement teams that saved more than 300 million naira in 2 years. That's over $750,000, right? He's an author of 5 books, including Shift 1 and 2, 7 Reasons Why You're Stuck in a Job, How to Break Free of That, How to Publish Your Book Without Stress, and one of my personal favorites, the Business Intelligence Cookbook, the right ingredients for building innovative and sustainable businesses. All right, he teaches business, and he also does business as well. He's not just a business person, he teaches business, and he's also an author, and he's somebody who helps people to get published. All right. He's a regular speaker for Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship and in many other associations, including Skill Factory Africa and Print Doctor Africa Online Training Center. He's also been a guest facilitator at Covenant University Center for Entrepreneurship Development, where he taught entrepreneurship to over 2,000 students. All right. He He's multi-talented. He's a gospel recording artist and plays 5 musical instruments. He's also a philanthropist as well. He's the founder of Agbara Igbesa Youth Empowerment Program, a program that has trained more than 4,000 people under the age of 30 in his community. He's married with kids, and he's actually has an amazing partnership with his wife, Mrs. Ayadeji Abaddon, who's also known as the Third Eye Girl, who's also an author as well. So without further ado, I would like to bring on Mr. Ayadeji Abaddon, who is going to speak with us for a couple of minutes on building global visibility as an author. And as I'm waiting for him to come on, pardon me. I'm waiting for you to come on. I'm also going to just make a very important announcement, which you've heard before, but I'm going to be iterating it for the first time in camera. All right. So, Mr. Ayadeji Abaddon is also the founder of one of the most innovative, amazing platforms for authors to build visibility. All right. This platform is called Read of Africa. It's a platform that allows authors to be able to build personal brands, to be able to showcase their profiles and their books with the links to publish those books and have their brand showcased to the rest of the world. All right. So even if you don't even have a website as an author, or you have your books in different places, this is a platform that allows you to aggregate all of your books and build a strong personal profile. And brand is still building the platform out to enable authors to not just build personal profiles that they can share with people, but also to build a platform where authors can build their own influence as well. So it's a platform where you can connect with people on your own personal social media page and eventually even have like your own network where you actually build a strong connection with your readers. All right. So without further ado, I'd like to announce that I have been brought on officially to be the Director of Innovation and Growth for this amazing platform. And together we're going to do amazing things in helping authors of African and Black descent to be able to build more visibility, helping us tell our stories in Africa and sharing our stories with the rest of the world. So thank you, Mr. Abaddon, for coming. Thank you for all the
Thank you
things
so much.
I'm going to leave the floor to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Edirin. I'm so glad to be on your platform this evening. This is the first time I'll be on your platform, and I don't take it for granted at all. I believe that we're going to have a nice time this evening. I'm seeing the comments already. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited that you're on board, on the board of directors for Read of Africa. I'm sure that the world does not know what is coming yet, but it's going to come and it's going to hit like a banger. Thank you so much. So I'll take it for the next few minutes to share what I have, and then we can take questions and answers, I believe. All right, good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here this evening on Expert Guest Hour, and I'm not taking this for granted at all. I have just 3 things to share with you this evening, and I want you to please pay some attention. I'll be so glad to have your feedback. I'm seeing the comments already. Promise on Osami, thank you so much. And Jokesy Catharos, thank you so much. So I have just 3 things to share with you. If you're an author already, I would like you to pay close attention, because what I'll be sharing this evening is could just change everything for you, everything you've been doing with your authoring business. Now, I am both a publisher and an experienced writer. Like you saw in my bio, I've written 5 books, and I should know something. Aside helping almost 400 people publish in print, for the digital, I mean, if I add the digitally published books to it, we'll be hitting more than 500 already. But just in print, we are almost 400 writers. So I've met people who have written different things. Whatever genre you're writing on, we have worked on it. And I will be sharing with you this evening what it takes to build a global, for you to build a global audience. So now, this evening, there are 3 things I want to talk about. The first one is reach, the second one is relevance, and the third is leverage. Please pay attention. The first one is reach, The second is reach, Reach. The second is relevance. And the third is leverage. Reach, relevance, leverage. Those are the three keys that I will be sharing with you this evening by which you can build global visibility as an author. Now, let's lay this foundation. It is important for us, for any author, to be able to enjoy the fruit when you put in the work. I'm glad I'm an author myself, and I know how many hours it takes, how many days, how much effort it takes into publishing one book. My last book, my latest book, was published during the lockdown last year, and it was launched August 27th, 2020. You know, and I know how much work I had to put into this. If you're an author here, you will understand what I'm talking about. How much work goes into publishing a book. Now, for you to go through that, I'm speaking this right now from a place of pain, you know. For you to go through all of that and then nothing comes out of it, and then you're struggling, you're begging people to buy the book, and people are just glossing over it. You're making all the effort, you're doing all you can, yet people are just glossing over it. Listen, it's not worth it at all. A lot of people don't know the amount of work authors have to do to get the work out. They think it just sits behind the laptop or sits behind the computer or with a notepad and keeps scribbling out. You know, the truth is, I'm most pained for fiction authors because they write the most, they put a lot of effort into writing. And even if they have written 150,000 words, people will still be, offering them 1,000 naira for a book. They can hardly monetize their books. If you're a fiction author here, I would like you to comment on the challenge with pricing. For non-fiction books, you can write just 5,000 words or 10,000 words and sell it for 12,000 naira. But a fiction writer who has put in a lot of work, written 150,000 words, people will still not buy it for more than $2, or else they tell you it's too expensive, regardless of cost of publishing, cost of print, and all of that. You know, now this evening I'll be talking to everyone because I'm just laying this as a foundation for why I'll be saying um, what I am saying this evening. Okay, um, Rich. The first thing I'll be talking about this evening is reach. If you are going to gain visibility as an author, it's important. I mean, global visibility as an author, it's important that you work on reach. Reach is basically how wide, how much you position yourself for people to reach you or to see what you're doing. I will talk about some things. I believe in being brilliant at the basics, but there are advanced things people can talk about. There are advanced things, advanced methodologies and all of that that may cost you a lot of money, but I'll be talking about just being brilliant at the basics. So this evening, I was checking out someone online, um, someone who is trying to build visibility, for example, and I found out that this person has less than 900 friends on Facebook out of the possible 5,000. Can you believe that? This person has less than 900 friends on Facebook. You know, we can talk about leveraging Instagram and talk about getting 50,000 followers, but we can't even start having that conversation if Facebook has given us 5,000, the opportunity to get 5,000 friends. And here you are having less than 900, and you are making videos, you are publishing a book. Excuse me, who is going to buy? One of the things we did, and I'm very grateful for the platform of Open, is I think 3 years ago or thereabout, when we had the first writing challenge. I didn't write actually. I belong to the community, but I didn't write. The business was keeping us so busy, but I made sure my wife wrote. But I was on ground to engage, and I got fantastic relationships that we still do business together till today. Is it Kazim Abolore? Is it Sean Robinson? I mean, we got fantastic relationships. Look, today, myself and Edirin Edewor are in a particular business together, right from expanding my reach to see these people. One of the first people that paid for my latest book, Business Intelligence Cookbook, is Edirin Edewor. I mean, we got it delivered to our house in Lagos. You know, it's really important. It's one of the first things you need to do. You are on this platform and I'm excited. How many people have you been able to connect with right here? This is free. This does not cost you anything except if you're in Nigeria, cost of data. This costs you nothing just to ensure that you are seen. You cannot be talking about global visibility and the opportunities are staring you in the face, and you are waiting for people to send you friends requests first. There are some of us who believe that we're big, like, if you don't send me friend requests, and no, you will get to that point, oh, but you know that you are not at that point yet. When you find people that are of value, there is nothing wrong with reaching out to them. Okay, reaching out to them, sending friend requests if they still have. I mean, some of us are. I don't know what to do about it. I've been capping 5,000 for almost 2 years now, and I'm looking. And we've been hoping that Mark will change his mind and expand the 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 friends request. I mean, friends cap so that we can have up to 10, 15,000 friends. I have more than 1,000 people still waiting on the list, to talk to me, to connect with me. And I really wish to connect, but I do not have. But here is somebody who has only less than 900. If you're that person, I want you to find a way now to connect with people, with relevant people. Okay. And if the, okay, for people here who have been writing and writing but want to gain global visibility, you need to publish that book. So the first point is A and B. The first point I talked about um, connecting. The second point is publish the book. You understand? There is something about publishing your book. I had from one of our influencers here on Facebook here, who said he was traveling, I think, to somewhere in the Americas, and they were about to start treating him the way they treat Nigerians. If you've traveled out of Nigeria, out of Africa, you will understand what we're talking about. And it has this book. It has this book. This book, it doesn't have many copies in print, but it has this one copy that I published on Amazon and printed, and he puts it in his bag. The moment they opened it, his picture was the cover page. You know those books that the picture of the author is the cover page. And the moment they saw it, they started to treat him differently. I'm sharing this because even people who don't belong to the intellectual community respect authors. How much more people who belong to this community? So when you've been talking about your book, you've been thinking about your book, you've probably written some things already, but you cannot start this this global visibility without actually being a published author. It increases your chances. So the first thing I talked about is connect. Under reach now, the first thing I talked about is connect, which is very easy. You are on this platform, connect with people. I've held several speaking conferences myself. So in the past 2 years, I've held almost 5 conferences, and I've had almost 20 people speak there. Guess what? All of these people are top people that I could never have met if I did not connect. I've had Edirin Edewor speak at our very first Print Doctor Africa convention. And in recent times, I've had Oyindamola Johnson speak. I've had Shil Robinson speak. I've had Anurika Azubike speak. This is somebody who consults for World Bank. I mean, where are we going to meet? Where would we have met? This lady is a consultant for World Bank. She even attended our physical event. All right. Where would we have met if not for this business? So somebody says they can't hear me. Is that correct? Somebody says they cannot hear me again. Can you hear me, ma'am? Okay. All right. So please check your side. Okay. So it's very important. If you don't connect using the existing free platform that are here, I mean, I don't know what else, what advanced technology you want to use. I don't know. So it's very important. If you just look at the people in this community, let's start here. You can get your 5,000 people, all your 5,000 meaningful friends. Sincerely, I wish that I knew all of this when I joined Facebook in 2008. I already added up all manner of people. So let me tell you a simple secret of what I did last year. I'm not saying this as a recommendation, but I think you could like it. What I did last year, the first thing I did was to weed out all my family, extended family members. I didn't take them all out at once. I was doing it 1 week after the other because they were taking valuable space. These are people that I could pick my phone and call. So why are they going to be on my Facebook space, right? So I have my brothers and my sisters here. We're just 6. We can still manage that one. But all the cousins, there was one that I missed out, and the person commented on my this thing, on my one of my posts early this year. I said, you survived it. Thank you for showing up. So I mean, because my Facebook wall is the reason why everything I do today. I mean, it's the reason behind it. When I left Nestle in 2015, I had no clue about all of this. The plan was to chase corporate clients, was to chase multinationals, and I set this in motion. But I am sorry to say that some of the practices that didn't align with my faith made me realize that I had to build something that I could deal with the owners of each business one by one. The bureaucracy around supply chains and all of that, oiling hands, people chasing you and saying, add something for me and all of that, it didn't align with my faith. Look, a lot of people that you respect do their business this way. I am not here to malign them, but as a Christian minister, there is no way I can do business like that. Then fortunately, I got and I realized, got connected with John Obidi's this Thursday program that we do every Thursday evening. What is it called? Please remind me. And I started to listen to him. Okay, and I started to build my connections right on this space. So much so, we're having the smart business teleseminars. Thank you very much. Smart business teleseminars, not night school. Night school just started now. Smart business teleseminars, I think those are 2016, 2017. Yes, 2016, 2017. Not the night school at all. You know, so smart business teleseminars, you know, and I began to learn. So I pivoted from my thought of chasing these multinationals that had these bureaucracies, and I had to soil my hands in some cases, you know. And here we are. So if you are not using your, if you're not using the connections, the possible connections you have right here, you're missing a whole lot. Now, number 2 is relevance. Number two is relevance. It is important that with your work, with your book, with your write-ups, with your conferences, with whatever it is you do, you solve local problems that can be exported to other cultures. I'm fortunate to be in the music industry, and I will tell you that I learned what I'm about to tell you the hard way. It's actually what I want to start to do that most uh, the world is probably hearing it for the first time on this platform. In gospel music industry, for many years we score these amazing foreign artists like Kotka, like Ty Tribet, you know, a lot of these people, Don Moen, we score them and we try to play their music, forgetting that the reason we play their music is because they are speaking their original language and they are playing the music of their culture that is alien to us, and then we accepted it. Listen to this. Have you noticed that most of, using example now, Nathaniel Bals's songs, most of his songs are in local language, especially those ones that have blown. Emailer, and some of those songs. In fact, there is a foreign artist, an A-list artist that featured in Emailer. Now, it's important that you build local content with international standard that can be exported to other cultures. Other cultures, hey, Alabada Ino, thank you. Alabada Ino, thank you so much. You see, so if you hear the music, you're not hearing, it's excellent, excellently produced, but it is the local language. It is the local content. What happens is people tend to be attracted to what they don't understand because they want to understand it. So if you are thinking global, you must start local. Build local content with international standard that can be exported to the world. If you're trying to write like James Hadley Chase, I mean, if you're a fiction writer and you're writing fiction like James Hadley Chase, they will probably, they have seen thousands of their fellow countrymen write stuff like that. And then excuse me, okay, I think I'm back. Now there is a Chimamanda Adichie who never changed her name to a foreign name, and she is writing stuff. She's been in the United States for so long, but she still writes about the Nigerian Civil War of 1960s. She writes about things happening right here. Because if she wants to start competing with Americans, writing about American history on American soil, excuse me, they have enough. So they are looking for her to speak. Okay, she's a foremost speaker on feminism and all of that. But you will always hear her talking about feminism in the context of Igbo culture mostly. She's not been here for so long, but this is where she has strength. This is where she has knowledge that Americans and the global audience cannot stand. So she has a story. She's telling the African story. She's been living in the United States for so long. Now, what I'm telling you is one of the latest discoveries that I made, and I realized how I have been struggling either in my music and all of that, that I've not blown, so to say, because I've been trying to play foreign music. Foreigners will not buy their music from a foreigner. I think you got that. Foreigners will not buy their story from a foreigner. What do you know? They've not even accepted themselves. But when you project your story, your continent, your locality in a way that it will be interesting. You want to write fiction, you're writing local. Now, I'm someone who loves local. I don't know how I I came to the point that I was not pursuing local content in my music and all of that. I personally, I have two children. I never gave them a foreign name. Someone was challenging me, and I said, till the day when Elizabeth gives her children or her grand or great grandchildren an Isha name, I'm an Isha man. If once Queen Elizabeth can give her children and grandchildren an Isha name, I will give my children an English name. But as far as I'm concerned, they will only bear you. And it everywhere my children go, their name, stirs up curiosity. And I think it's going to work for them even in the future. I don't see when you walk into somewhere in United Kingdom and you are bearing Jason. I'm not saying you should change your name or if you are bearing foreign name, but I'm just wondering, or you walk in and you are bearing Osemudiame, the first thing they will say is, excuse me, what did you just say? You can start a conversation from there. So your writing and your content has to be local. You can solve local problems with it. However, you can export it to make it in such a way that it can be exported to a global audience. If you have read foreign books, I've read tons of it, and I know what I'm talking about. They talk about when they mention streets, they talk about streets in their countries. When they talk about names, they talk about names in their country. These things stir up uh, our interest. And this is why this is their experience, this is their reality. If you write about your reality and you are an expert on your reality and you are projecting it in a way that can be accepted globally, this is one of the ways you can um, build global visibility as an author. And the final one is leverage. And what are we going to leverage? We're going to leverage platforms. I've used Facebook Connect and all of that. It's important that you leverage platforms. We have Amazon, we have some of these global platforms, Amazon. Now, let me tell you a simple secret. On global platforms, I published my book only on Amazon. Excuse me. One day I decided to search for my book, and guess what? I found my book in different different platforms. I found it in Japan, I found it in India, not Amazon now, not even Amazon.in or Amazon.jp. I'm saying other bookstores. So I found out that what they do is they find books that they think their people would need, and they kind of take the details and place. If anyone places order on their own platforms, they will buy from Amazon. They have added their own markup. They'll buy from Amazon and send to the person. Because I received a lot sometimes ago from Japan, and I was wondering who bought. I saw in the report that somebody bought from Japan. I'm like, who bought my book from Japan? And I realized that it's because I'm using a global platform like Amazon, and some of these people have some of these other platform, Australia, everywhere. I think it's when you choose the global distribution option and all of that. So it's very important to leverage platforms. And the platform we're introducing, which Mr. Edirin talked about earlier, the Read of Africa platform is a platform by Africans, for Africans, and the entire world. Now, this is it's at infancy. This platform is only 2 or 3 weeks old. It's at infancy as I speak to you. But like I said in the beginning, I said the world does not know what is coming. What we have on this will totally expand your reach to the entire world. You can, and I'm talking to you based on what we have on ground on the plan right now. You can practically build your life on this platform. But it starts with you being one of the first users of this platform. It's readofafrica.com. Readofafrica.com. It's not meant for people who have just been published by Print Doctor Africa. In fact, it is complete. It's an entire establishment on its own that runs on its own. Wherever you have published your books from. Right now, if you can't afford 80-100K to have your own personal website, readofafrica.com will give you a particular web page for yourself. You've published books. If you check, you can check my own readofafrica.com/author/Ayadeji Abaddon, and you will see my bio on it, and you will see all the books I have published in one click. I mean, what else do you want as an from a website? If you are using about.me, the only thing you will have on about.me is your bio. But if you use readofafrica.com, it gives you your bio is there, and the books you have published. Now, Read of Africa is not a platform to sell. It's a platform to discover your books. It's a platform to connect authors with their reader. And this is this clearly for African writers, okay? It's already on the screen now. Readofafrica.com is on the screen. Thank you, Lola Emmanuel Hart, for doing that. So, readofafrica.com. Place your books on this platform, okay? It's really important because when you are part of the early risers now, when you are part of the early users for readofafrica.com, you are going to become those people that are called the influencers. When Clubhouse came out, a few people were okay. I have a question. We'll start to take the questions now. When Clubhouse came out, some people were a bit skeptical about it. The first users, like the first, those who took the opportunities quickly, became the influencers on Clubhouse. They began to hold conversations and all of that. Today, without Facebook, without okay. So you could check out my own platform, my own personal page on Read of Africa. I don't use about.me anymore because it doesn't say all about me. Read of Africa says all about me and how you can get my books, and the same thing that you are supposed to have. Okay, so as a first user, it's just about 2 weeks old. It's just about 2 weeks old. It's time for you to be the first beneficiaries, especially when all the features on readofafrica.com is free and accessible to everybody now. So somebody asked, how far reaching is readofafrica.com? The first thing is this. It's important to note that it is on the internet. That means it can be seen from anywhere in the world. That is default response. Aside that, I have connections right now. We have conversations going on in East Africa right now. Conversations going on in East Africa. Authors from East Africa will also be on it. Now, if you are an author, I'm speaking to you right now from the position of an author, not the consumers, because it will soon be time for the consumers to use the platform. But as an author right now, you have, even if it is one book, this is a platform for you to be discovered. Once your book is on the platform, if you look at the homepage right now, some books. Oh, okay. So let's do this. Someone wants to see the details on the screen. But okay, the subtitles. I think it's how you're watching it. I think it's the way you're watching it. Just take it one step back. That's if you're using the mobile. One step back and watch it directly on the group. Don't expand it to the max. The subtitles will be out of your face. I think, am I correct? I think that's correct. If you're watching it, okay. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Even if it is one book, place it right there. This is how it works. It's going to be both the Google of African books and the platform, the Connect platform for authors. Right now, once you go to the platform, the homepage, all you have to do is get search out based on the name of the author, or if you have the name already, or all you want to do is search by title, just or by the keyword, a keyword in the title, or by category. Okay, lots of categories there, and then it will bring out all relevant books. So for us, this is like a contribution. In fact, it is a contribution. And in the next few weeks, you will be able to build an entire community as an author right there. It's going to be relevant because it's people that are looking for you that will come. It's not a platform where somebody will be talking about cryptocurrency. Another set of people will be talking about this and that. People who are looking to read your content will be there. You understand? You can build your own following from all over the world on this platform. As of now, it is the Google of African books where you can look for books. Now, this is what I want to encourage you to do. Uh, when I came up, when this idea came to me, I realized that many people are looking for relevant books. And when I mean relevant, the first thing is about what solves a local problem. I'll give you an example. A few many years ago, before I got married, I bought a book about marriage, and in this book, they talked about when you want to go out with your date, you go to the parents' house and you tell them, I'm taking your daughter out this Sunday evening, and I will bring her back latest by 11 p.m. And I started thinking, and my mind started going to hot water and hot oil, palm oil that will bathe me from the top of my head. Now, what they have written in that book on marriage is relevant to their culture. If you try it in Africa, if you survive it, you are a lucky person. Okay? But there are hundreds of relevant books written in the continent of Africa that nobody knows. Your next neighbor has probably written a book that can solve your problem, but you are busy chasing John Maxwell. All right. John Maxwell is not under the present administration. John Maxwell does not know that 1 naira, $1 has become 550 naira. John Maxwell does not even know that one tuber of yam used to be what they used to feed a whole entire city. The cost of one tuber of yam today is what used to feed an entire village. All right. So when he writes for you, he writes when he writes for you, he writes, you know, based on his reality. We have learned a lot from him. I have fed on John Maxwell. I've used some things, but trust me, there are some things I've read from Nigerian books. Let me give you a typical example. Some of the things I do today is one of the. I'm fortunate that I published Edirin Edewor's book on influence and all of that. Are some of the things that I gleaned from that book. How you are going to do it in Nigeria is different from how you're going to do it in the United Kingdom, for example. So if you want to build influence, I have not read Edirin Edewor's book on building influence, and you are reading Russell Brunson's book, I don't know how you are going to do it. Yes, you can pick stuff from there. I've picked something from Russell Brunson's book before, but Edirin Edewor's book puts it in context. Do you understand? So we have okay, there is a question right now. So I will just go to it. We have here the relevant books for you. So the question is, as authors, are we to drive traffic to the platform, or how does the platform gain visibility? You can, if you want to, drive traffic to the platform, but it is our job. This thing, we set it up because we want it to work. We want authors in Africa to reap the fruit of their labor. Let me use our local parlance. We want authors to reap the fruit of their labor. Therefore, we are going to promote it using available platforms. I told you, leveraging platforms. So if I'm teaching you that, you should know that I mean, if anybody is talking about platforms, Mr. Edirin is big on platforms. You know that already, and she's the director of innovation and growth. So we are going to direct lots of traffic to it, the SEOs and everything. But right now, it's important. In computer parlance, input is what is equal to output. If your books are not there, there's nothing we can do for you. Even if we run $1 million budget into it, and there are no books there, then there is nothing we can do for you. The plan is to uh, expand it to the readers in 2 weeks. That's 4 weeks after we launch. We're expanding it to the readers in 2 weeks. Right now, we are having people put in their books. If you don't put your books in it, no one will do this for you. When we start to promote this platform to readers, then your books will not be part of the options that they will have to pick from. So I hope that so our job, our duty is to promote the platform, but it is your duty to promote your page. For example, on my page right now, if I can show you my screen, if I can share my screen, if you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, can you see? Oh, sorry. I think I should just take that out. I want to show you the exact, the right screen. If you look at it, okay, tap. Thank you. My link now is readofafrica.com author Ayadeji Abaddon. Okay, so instead of using about me and several other links and all of that, if you have, this is it. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but you see my website now on it is readofafrica.com/author/Ayadeji Abaddon. Okay, that's one of the ways people can reach you. So if you are going to build global visibility, it's important that you leverage platforms. Okay, I've talked about Amazon, whatever else that you can use, especially people who are already pushing their platforms, like Amazon, and we are starting to do. It's important that you leverage these platforms. It costs you nothing. There's no way you will sit down in your house and gain visibility. Let me tell you a simple story. Many of you do not know that I live and work. I'm in the office right now. My house is just 10 minutes. If I'm trekking, if I'm driving, it's like 2 minutes from where I am. And it's a township called Agbara, somewhere on the outskirts between Lagos and Ogun State. So we are a border town. But here we have most of it's the hub of manufacturing in Nigeria, actually. Most of the manufacturing companies in Nigeria have their factories here. Is it Nestle? Is it Unilever? Procter and Gamble? Everybody is here. However, it's a very small community. Most people do not even know I'm here because what I'm sharing with you is what we have done. This week, we have delivered books, physical books to Ghana. We deliver books to Canada. We've delivered books to UK from this small community right here, just by doing the things that I've shared with you, okay, in our business, and it can work for you also in your journey as an author. Okay, so I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for the questions that have come already. If you have more questions, I'll be right here for the next few minutes to answer that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibadan, for sharing. I mean, I learned so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've even answered a whole lot of
It
questions.
is
Guys,
my
if you have
pleasure.
questions right now, whether you're listening from YouTube or you're listening from Facebook, please put them in the comment section. If you're listening on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hopefully, we're going to be doing this on YouTube as well going forward. Guys, wasn't this fantastic? Wasn't this really expository to show you exactly what you need to do to build global visibility? The three important things: reach, relevance, and leverage. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. It was brilliant. Reach, first of all, using your own platforms that you have and your ability to actually build your reach as a person, and not just connecting with people to build reach, but also being able to publish your book. You want to become an author, you want to have reach, you need to write your book. First of all, right? You cannot be waiting for one thing to happen first or another thing to happen first, or for you to know that you are going to have a sure business first before you start writing your book. All right. So build your reach to reach more people. Then also make your content relevant. You want to be able to publish your book on international platforms. You have to make sure that you create content that is globally relevant, content that people can actually read and be excited about. All right. So you don't have to write like Russell Brunson or John Maxwell, like Mr. Abaddon said. Write with your own African experience and export it out. I talked about the fact that there are people who are publishing on Amazon, becoming bestsellers, publishing Yoruba books, how to
Mm,
learn how to read Yoruba. And the people in diaspora are the ones buying the books. And even people who, for example,
mm,
I heard a story of, I thought it was literally a comment on Instagram, I think, either Instagram on TikTok or TikTok, of a girl who says she's dating this Nigerian guy who has just proposed to her and he's Yoruba.
wow.
She wants to know how she can actually learn to speak the language to impress his family members. And people tell, oh,
Mm,
go to Amazon. The people who probably have these books there. Because she was like, is it on Duolingo or some Duolingo where I can learn Yoruba? Other people were suggesting, and someone just said, go to Amazon. There are some books on how to learn Yoruba there.
mm,
So imagine that you're here, you know how to speak your own language, but there are people out there who are looking for your services in the form of a
that-
book. There are people who have kids, people who are maybe mixed, who want to,
mm,
rediscover their roots, and they found out that their ancestry is rooted in Yoruba, and they want to learn the language and they want to teach their children as well. Buying books that are written for Yoruba kids can actually help them. That's one way to export our knowledge. Apart from that, there are people in diaspora who are looking to invest in business in Africa. They understand
mm.
that the African landscape is different and it can be difficult when you don't understand how to do business. But they know that there are people out here who are succeeding in spite
Oh,
of what is going on. Why are these people who are succeeding not writing books about it? Thankfully, we are beginning to see more and more successful entrepreneurs decide to go the
right.
route of authors. I literally
Yeah.
had an interview, a meeting with one of them, and one of that person is was one of the people that was actually going to put their books on Read of Africa, so that more and more people can actually discover them and see that businesses do survive in Africa, and there are people who are successful who are willing to tell their stories as well. So why
Mm,
aren't you telling your stories? I've mentioned this time and again. Africa is the last frontier for storytelling. There is a
mm.
reason why more and more Hollywood movies are creating content with an African connection.
African,
It's because
exactly.
people are now interested in our stories. They are bored and tired of everything America, America. It's also America. And I want to see something new. See Black Panther, when it came onto the screen, it became the highest selling superhero movie of all time before
Yes.
Avengers Endgame. Why? Because it was fresh, it was different, it was new. People were excited about this African content, and a
Mm,
lot of movies followed that. We saw another huge franchise, Pacific Rim, that at the beginning of the movie was playing whiskey music. Why is it
mm,
that whiskey music is very popular abroad? Because they've been able to create something that is excellent. Why is it that we are seeing Burna Boy, for example, collaborating with PDD and
mm,
creating music that for the first time is now becoming a Grammy nominated and a Grammy winning music? Why? It's still the
mm.
same local content. Listen to that
Content.
album Twice as Tall. It's still the same local content, but created to international standards.
Standard.
There's a particular music right now of whiskey that is now the summer music of Americans.
Wow.
with a particular collaborator. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a huge trend on TikTok. A whiskey music. Our authors are, our creators and creatives are beginning to understand how important it is for us to preserve our cultures, to preserve our local content, but create them to exceeding standards, to excellent international standards. And authors,
Mm.
we can do the same. Authors can also do the same as well. All right. So it's important for you to leverage international platforms so you can be discovered. There is a reason why these music artists, Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, once they create an album, the next thing they are going abroad for tour. They will do
Yes.
listening sessions of
Mm.
100 people. Why do they do that? It's reach and leverage. They're leveraging platforms in the US. And once people come and there's news coverage about it, boom, they've blown. Their music
Mm.
starts getting downloaded. That's the same thing that Read of Africa does for you because it allows you to take all of your, aggregate all of your content as an author and put it on one platform where it can be visible to
Mm.
the rest of the world. All right. So we call it the Google of Africa. Where instead of you having individual links for your book, every time you publish a new book, you want to sell it, you don't know how to now combine it and now put it in a way
Mm.
that you're not forsaking some books in favor of another one. Why don't you have a single platform that lists all of your books and where people can buy them? And that's what Read of Africa does. It doesn't just say, oh, I'm an author and I've written a book. There literally is a place where you can put a link to your book. So it's not just that people are going there to go and see that you're an author, but it also provides you a place where people can actually see your book and say, oh, I want this book. I want to buy it. And if your book is on Amazon, you can put a link from Amazon there. If your book is on Seller, you can put your link on Seller there. If your book is on your website, you can put your link there. So many of you, you don't have the reach for your websites for to rank when you even get Googled. It's very hard for people to Google you and even find your website because of SEO issues. Sometimes your website only allows you to have maybe one or two books and you cannot put the books that you have published on Amazon on your website sometimes, unless you create separate sales pages for them. But Read of Africa allows you to be able to put whatever links on whatever platforms your books are on that single link. So you have an author page with your bio, with your profile. We're also including your social media handles so that even when you're discovered, you can actually direct people to your social media pages for people to
Mm.
follow you there. When we came with the innovation, the ideas, we said that we want to make authors not just build relevance on Read of Africa, but also direct their audience to their other social media pages. So even if people Google you and they find your page on Read of Africa, just as if you're an author on Amazon and people Google you, they will see your book will come up first page on Amazon. All right. And people then come and look for you on Read of Africa. They can also follow you to your social media handles as well. All right. Beyond that, beyond that, we're also, evolving the platform to be able to cater to you being able to have your readers follow you. When I say follow you, as in they can literally click button to follow you, all right, on the platform. And you can also update your status. You're also going to be able to update your status on that platform. So let's say, for example, you've been able to build a huge reach on Read of Africa. You have 500 followers, you have 1,000 followers, maybe 2,000, 10,000 followers on Read of Africa when we eventually incorporate that onto the platform and you want to launch a new book, you don't need to kill yourself too much. All you need to do is just update your status, and everybody who follows you will get a notification that, oh, Edirin Edewor has updated her status. What does she say? She says, new book coming soon. I'm excited. You can even do pre orders on Read of Africa. All you need to do before your book even comes out, let's say, for example, you have a pre order on Amazon, for example. All right. So you can now direct people from your social media to your Read of Africa page to see all of your books, make pre orders, and even order the ones that they haven't ordered yet. When we say that we are building the Google of Africa for authors, we mean what we say. All right. So if someone is asking, how can we get our books on readofafrica.com? Simply go to the website and sign up. When you sign up, you create a profile. Just put your name, put your bio, you can put your social media account, and then start uploading your books. So you will see where to add books. You can add as many books as possible. And because it's still brand new, it's still in its infancy stage, it means that you're the first movers, you're the first influencers. Now, here's the sweet part about Read of Africa. If somebody should come and look for Edirin Edewor, for example, and looks for Edirin Edewor, there will be suggestions where the person can see, oh, apart from Edirin Edewor, you can also see other people who have published similar books to Edirin Edewor. And if you've published a book that is similar to Edirin Edewor's book, it is possible that from people finding Edirin Edewor, they can also find you as well. Imagine that you now even publish books on business, and people are like, oh, this is an American person who wants to do business in Africa, and they discover Read of Africa. They go to Read of Africa and say, okay, I want to look for books in the business category. Then your book, if your book has been, if you have a book that's been published under the business category, guess what? Your books will pop up alongside other popular authors as well. All right. So it's not just a place for you to just have a link. There is so much more you can do. You can share that one link on your Instagram bio, on your Facebook bio, and maybe even on your YouTube channels by the time you're posting on your YouTube channels. When you go and speak at an event and people say, oh, how can we reach you? How can we buy your books? How can we, instead of you putting one link to one book, simply give them your Read of Africa profile. They go there, they see all of your books, and then they buy whatever they want. Just like that. That's the power of a single link. And remember what I taught you guys yesterday about having a QR code for URL. You can even turn your Read of Africa link into a QR code that you can share on your social media. You can share on your books. So by the time you start publishing new books, all you need to do is just share your Read of Africa QR code. Put that on the front page of your book. So you don't even need to type books, other books by these authors include this one, here's my link, this one, here's my link, this one, here's my link, this one. Show them one single link with a simple QR code that they scan, and they can easily just see all the rest of your books. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that easier for you as an author, that the more you publish, the more you give exposure to the rest of your books simply because you have just one link where all of your book has been listed? I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really, really excited about this project. I mean, it's something that I've been thinking of a solution to how we can help authors build more visibility. And then this basically just drops on my lap like this. And the possibilities are endless. What we can do with this, the more we continue to grow and evolve the platform and implement all of the strategies and all of the ideas that we have, you all are going to be glad that you are among the first to be on that platform. So if you're an author right now, even if it's just one book that you have, go sign up on Read of Africa while it's still free. All right, sign up right now while it's still free, while your visibility is still high, literally at 100%. Put up your book. It doesn't take you 5 minutes to do. Put up your book. If you have so many more books, put them up. If you have books for different platforms, put them as much as you can. And then you get your auto link and you're good to go. I hope that, I don't know if there are any other questions here that I've answered. I think we were talking about Davido. Okay, I think it's probably like something I said in the past, right? It is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited that we had Mr. Ayadeji. I don't know if you can come up one more time so that we can
Yes.
round up this. So, is there anyone one last word that you would like to leave with everybody here in Expert Guest Hour?
All right. I want to appreciate everyone who came here, and I think that if you're an author, there is nothing else that you want to do right now than to first get published and then to get on readofafrica.com. And when you get published on as many platforms as you probably can. Okay, whether it's print or digital platforms that are available, these can open doors that your biggest certificates may not be able to open. That's just all I have to say. Thank you so much for having me on your platform this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much. I'm just going to put out a quick plug here for Mr. Abaddon. I don't know if he knows that I'm doing this, but Mr. Abaddon
Ooh,
has a
thank you.
publishing platform called Print Doctor Africa, and it is basically the very first print on demand platform in the whole of the sub-Saharan Africa, which means you don't have to print a gazillion number of books first as an author if you want to have digital physical copies of your books in Nigeria or in Africa. Okay, so they provide fantastic printing and publishing services. I know because I've printed my books and I print my clients' books with them. I don't use any other person. I know I'm not an ambassador for Print Doctor Africa or anything. They're not paying me to say this, but I will always talk about what I use and what is good for me, and they are the ones that I use. All right. They have
Thank
fantastic
you.
customer service, fantastic customer service, and Mrs. Ebadan as well also offers editing services. So if you're looking for somebody to edit your books, fantastic job. I can tell you that they edited my books as well. Fantastic job. I would only recommend people that I know do excellent jobs. So wherever you are listening to this, you can always check out printdoctorafrica.com for all of your publishing needs. If you're listening from outside of Africa and you want to be able to have your books published in Nigeria and the rest of Africa to be able to be distributed as well, Print Doctor Africa can also do that for you. Okay, so make sure that if you're on the road to getting published and you want to make sure that you have print books in Nigeria, make sure that you check them out. That's their website, printdoctorafrica.com. Go there, get a quote today. You can actually get a quote immediately. Just type in
45
all your
seconds.
book details, 45 seconds, and you get a quote immediately. Okay, and
Yeah.
finally, join our online community if you're watching, especially if you're watching from YouTube. We have a Facebook community of over 33,000 writers, authors, and entrepreneurs. It's called Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, otherwise known as Open. We are the ones bringing you the Expert Guest Hour. And we have a Facebook community that's absolutely free to join. And that's it scrolling on the screen. You can simply take a screenshot or, check out the description in the YouTube video to
Yes.
follow us and join our Facebook community. It's open to people from all over the world. We have people from over 100 countries represented there. And if you're also watching YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can get more and more of this. We usually try to do this twice a month, but we have other programs that we put up and tutorials as well for people who are into publishing and even low content products as well. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Abaddon, for joining us.
Thank
We'll
you. It's
catch
my
you
pleasure.
again on another episode of Expert Guest Hour. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and good night.